care too much about the Fuseki. I don't think it's that important. By the time you get to any fight in the middle game, the fights are way over 5 points, 10 points. So whatever you get in the Fuseki is only like worth the upper hand in a following fight. It's not the end of the world. And for example, here, if he studied, then it's a failure because this position doesn't look good. He has this tone extra, and this tone doesn't do much. It's like, why? Why is that? Why is this tone there? And if you're going to add a move after A, I would much rather add maybe this move, or maybe the correct shape is this going to be thicker? Because you can cut. The best you can do is this, but well, of course black is gonna do that later. But at least white is thicker now. But yeah, this is better, I guess. But still, this is doesn't look good at all. There's still RG to come out like this, even because. Mm, mhm, mhm. And here it's no great to follow it up. Yeah, because if you capture this tone, uh, A and B are connected. It's a lot of points. This tone is dead, of course, and D is pretty much useless now. For a while, it's gonna be useless, and E is not connected to F, so it didn't really get to a big position on the outside either. And I wonder if you could maybe just attack directly. Mm-hmm. Coming back a little bit, you played up at the top here. It's okay. Yeah, for him, the upside is that even though the A stone is weird, B is also a little bit too close to his thickness for now. So I guess that's why it's not that big of a loss. But okay, you play like this. Good. Mhm. Uh, I would be tempted to maybe just do this. He can go over you, but and he can even like do this sort of thing to cut through you, but I don't know, just jump. There is a cutting point here. He didn't add many points. Yeah, his wall extended a little bit, but there was a bit of a loss on around B. And you managed to get like two moves, C and D, uh, adding to your group. And later you can even play at E, which gets you more eye space for your weak group, especially given that F is super strong now. Mm, yeah, I would reinforce from here. You bumped. Were you afraid of like let's say this, then they peeps and tries to drag this out? Mm, he's too thin to do stuff like this. The outside, so this group is already pretty thin. Even though you're not fully alive, you have D more or less incented to then play E. And this FG shape plus this weird Kosumi doesn't look like it's gonna hold much. When you bump here, you don't add much to your shape, and you give away Sente, although it damages that zone, but it's like he plays here. Yeah, this Tewari would be weird, like we play here and then this, I don't know. Doesn't look that great. Looks strange. Okay. I think blocking is okay as well. Maybe jump like this is more interesting. If he comes here, then okay, whatever. Maybe you accept, or maybe you can honey once at least. Then you can get this Atari. Just kind of painful, but he gets this, so it's better to just protect here. I think the block is okay, no? Okay, oh, so you found the temple to play here after the invasion on the left. So it should be very nice for you. Yeah, here it is. Hmm. Every time uh, I'm gonna play a Kosumi, I have to think like 3 or 4 times because Kosumis are very slow. So yeah, you have to double check, triple check before you play a Kusumi because you're taking a huge cost initially when you play it. So here you're playing it from a strong position even, so it's even slower. If you're under attack, under severe attack, then the Kusumi might be the best move, but here, tough. And this Hane, since it doesn't do much, yeah, since it doesn't do much, it's better to avoid it. Later, you might want to try to turn here, but if you have this exchange, it has less power because the capture around the gives white a lot more eye shape, usually. Mm, okay, okay, nice. Mm, maybe you can, yeah, try to go faster towards the center, right? Ahead of white. Pushing from behind doesn't feel great. And if you wanna play this schema, you can just play this schema directly, right? So there is all that. I wonder if you could maybe press here. Ready? And maybe this exchange might change things because, for example, you would like this to be somewhat centered. Let's say white connects and great ideal. You get kind of a block in the center and you move on. But there's stuff like this, and now we see that this stone helps a bit, right? So yeah. But anyways, jump. Okay. You could consider a peep like this, but if you play here first, maybe the peep is gonna be kind of like an empty triangle from here, right? So it's better to either peep or just leave it as is. Uh, and maybe you can. So you play the Keima, looks good. Later you play the Keima. This one might be too much because of this cut. Oh, but he has kind of has to rescue this stone somehow, and then you can capture this. There's this counter Hane, but it's okay. If he doesn't rescue that stone, then maybe we get into a trade like this. But I feel like this trade might be okay for you. If he comes back, you're already a little bit stronger in this region. In the A region, they're almost capturing the A stones. If he comes back to rescue these stones, then the center is pretty much captured. So maybe you can just block in the center, I think. But the Kema looks nice as well. I think the issue comes later when he tries to poke through like this. You can just go forward because if he goes like this, were you afraid of this cut or him just pushing through directly? Here, I think the best is for you to get into wedge. Oh, no, I think the best hangma here, the best technique for you to move out with these stones is to do a drive, I think. Maybe do something like this. And then if you turn, eventually he needs to deal with this group. No, maybe he can't Tenuki. Or maybe he will try to move out like this. There is a chance he can rescue this stone, but since your B group is super strong, uh, shouldn't really be that bothering. And he still needs to worry with the C group. And from here, we also kind of see again why this DE exchange is so bad. Because there's still a chance he might beep here and connect his group back in order to save it. So let's come back. So we don't need to be too afraid of this cut. You can even Atari here first just to be sure. And connect here as well. It needs to come back somehow. This. And then you do the same. And now both sides are like healthy enough. Like your A side has some eye shaper on B and some eye shaper on C. So it's gonna take a while for him to really attack you. Feels like an overplay for him. But jumping here is kind of too flimsy, I think. And you have another chance here because you could connect, right? Yeah. If he pushes in, you can just extend. If he goes in, you can connect. And then he captures these stones, but it's only 2 stones. And in the process, since in order to capture these 2 stones, he has to handle this Atari, you're super thick on the outside. So at the very least, you're all connected. E13. Oh yeah, that group is still unstable. It's his turn, so I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe he adds a move here, but yeah, if he adds a move here, it's an inefficient move. If he attacks you, maybe he attacks you here. It's still difficult to attack this group too severely. So it's possible for him to play like this. But I feel like this would be okay for you. At least the game would be close. And here you still need to resist with A, I think, no matter what. You play here, he's going to maybe Atari here and cut through. But since you have some Sente moves around this area, I don't know how he's going to answer. But this Sente move is pretty pleasant, actually. And now if you just jump, he can still push in and cut, but You can resist, and maybe yeah, you can resist like this. If he moves out, um, you can put pressure on both sides. So this sort of fight, to me, it looks like at least 50-50. If not good for you, it doesn't look that great for him because the A group is too out in the open for him to really attack it later on, even if he gets a lot of moves around B. And his C group is getting to a worrisome state, right? And it's too difficult for him to cut here now, I think. Oh, maybe he can cut. I don't know. But even if you do this, which is more conservative, oh, he has this, but you can connect. Shouldn't be a problem. So at the very least, you can do this. But the other one, if he cuts, both sides have weird shapes. But maybe you can net this. Looks like a net, no? Is there a way out? So he can't cut. If he plays here, and you do this, and then he cuts, then maybe there's something. But now his left side group is looking weaker. Maybe you can play here once. Then this, just because why not? Extend this extension. Yeah, it might be good. The problem is this bamboo joint hurts the other group. Maybe just this. Can he kill you now? Maybe he can kill you. This. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties. So yeah, you need to answer here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties as well. So yeah, you're probably going to die like this. But if you play 23 here, or maybe this has more liberties. Does it? Maybe not. Oh, do you need to play like this? So maybe like this. So this is not possible and you need to protect like this. But he has no way to connect both sides. So you can probably play like this. If he cuts, can he cut? Doesn't look like it. If he goes like this, then you can surround him. And now it should be much easier for the capturing race. His shapes look kind of flimsy everywhere. But you need to block. Don't let yourself get cut through like this. When you get cut through like this, on the other hand, um, at least it's much more difficult for him to poke through. In the game, he Atari'd here. Is this Atari the best? If you come back to rescue this stone, eventually he needs to um, connect. And it's as if like he extends, you come back, and then he turns. So this Atari feels off. I would have either Atari from here, because then if black comes out, I can come out as well. Try to exploit more cutting points. But my first option would be to play this, because it exposes cutting points on both sides. And it's much better shape overall, because white gets a lot of liberties like this. I think it's best for you to get this exchanging first, and then if you want to move out, you can move out like this with that group, of course. This cutting point isn't that severe, because if it goes like this, okay, you capture maybe the center stone, but there are way more important things to do right now. And if black plays a ladder breaker in the center and you need to somehow fix, you're getting surrounded on the left side. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, this beep. Mm. This beep might be nice in this position. Now we can see that this Atari is really off, right? Because if you need to come back to connect here, again, it's like, you would much rather play one at the beginning.